Hey, what's everybody trying? Well, I got my alcohol. It's 3:45 p.m. It's 4:16. 4/16/2023. Well, it's 3:47 p.m. My dad went outside.
for Hikate, and I've just been busy reveling a couple of hours in the middle of um, like educational witchcraft based or herbal based because I read a lot of like I well yeah I read a lot of what do they call it? Reference books for visual.
Hi, Dad. How are you? Dad?
Get 7 days of Photo Bucket free. Start by uploading your photos and videos. Consolidate your
I want to write poetry. And now, 10 years later, you're writing books or you're putting on seminars. There's a trust element, right? All right, now would be a great time to mention that you've been researching that same thing for 5 months. You have skills, assets, resources you're absolutely overlooking. Absolutely. Do you have the internet? That's an amazing resource. Do you have a phone? Nothing changes. Our expectations.
Energy made this one.
A little bitch on herself cause she a groupie, yo. I feel like about to build her every day, I keep a Tulio. You can't come around if we ain't locked in through the years. Nigga always said it once, I hate dealing with a weird nigga. Keep this shit above, they hate dealing with the real nigga. Call his ass in traffic, chop this whip and bust them wheels. Nigga, watch out. I just got the chop, I cut the stock out. These hoes act different when they see you with that guap out. Put the
Hey, to stack papers.
these different ways, and I really have to be in a specific family love and romantic love, all that kind of stuff. So I
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. That every single case of Tourette syndrome presents differently. So I have a very set number of tics that I will continuously do, but tics syndrome air while cooking or baking. A lot of people's things up new and every never cause too much damage. It's always just like a little bit of icing on the head or their hands in the batter they can walk. Something I do want to say that they do, it's thought out, it seems a little bit rude, which I feel bad for, but I also feel bad that they've misinformed so many people. So it's important to make videos with different tics. Like, they don't have tics that repeat from video to video. That's a huge red flag in the Tourette syndrome video creator community. If they're not having the same tics from video to video to video, and they're just making things up new in every...
I'm gonna make this video for Ticcing Together. I got diagnosed with Tourette syndrome when I was 7 or 8. My experience with Tourette syndrome is that I had a funny walk when I was 7 or 8. Last year I was with my girlfriend with black hair named Berta. And I've been going to mental hospitals, ever since I was 14, Ticcing Together. On top of having Tourette syndrome, I'm a paranoid schizophrenic person. And my black friend died, from the coronavirus 3 years ago. Rest in peace, Ryan Cherry. I have tics in my eyes and my neck. I have an anxiety disorder too. I had 5 girlfriends in my alternative school. My first girlfriend, Alicia, cheated on me. I've been deprived of sex my whole life. Until I got with my girlfriend with black hair last year. I only did things with my 3 original girlfriends. My experience with Tourette syndrome, and that's Tourette syndrome in my neck happening right now. My experience with Tourette syndrome, I would watch the Tourette's guy, and I always thought he was funny. But I feel sad, to be a person with Tourette's. Because I have Tourette's in public sometimes. When I go to the mall, I have tics and people would stare at me. On my personal Facebook, there are, like 9 people, that scare me that I can't explain away, and there's about 20 of them that don't like me, even though I have schizophrenia. My experiences with Tourette syndrome is that I have tics in my eyes and my neck. My schizophrenia voices will make me write down things that aren't true. But with my Tourette syndrome, my babysitter's son had Tourette syndrome. His name was Brian. My Tourette syndrome is a curse. It makes things socially awkward with my friends and my home life. I talk about my sex life with my dad with my Tourette syndrome because Tourette syndrome is saying things out loud and uttering phrases. I can't work because I have schizophrenia, autism, OCD, bipolar, and Tourette's. There's a slander page out there with my name. And see, people didn't know that I had schizophrenia, OCD, autism, bipolar disorder, and Tourette syndrome. On my Sims 4, I talk about how my first girlfriend, Alicia, cheated on me. I'm not faking my Tourette's. I've had Tourette's ever since I was 7 or 8. And that's more Tourette syndrome in my neck. Tourette syndrome is a curse. I like to watch movies about people with Tourette syndrome. I don't know. My Tourette syndrome will make me write things to my friends that are inappropriate. Or say things out loud that are inappropriate. Only on one day I did things with a boy named Kelly. And only on one other day when I was young I did things with a boy named Brian. And like I said, there was this boy that's name was Alex that stole from me. My Tourette syndrome will make me draw things. I sing when I'm in the shower with my Tourette syndrome. And I crack my knuckles with my Tourette syndrome and I move my neck. With my schizophrenia for a long time, I believed in this girl, that would follow me around all the time with weapons. With my Tourette syndrome, I add people on Facebook. And things like that. With my Tourette syndrome, I'm not faking it. They diagnosed me with Tourette's when I was 7. But paranoid schizophrenia was the most serious illness that they said that I had. With my Tourette syndrome, I would cuss teachers out in my alternative school when I felt like I didn't like them. I listen to Christian, Jewish, and Wiccan music. With my Tourette syndrome, I would draw things. So no, I'm not ever faking my Tourette syndrome. They diagnosed me with it when I was 7. And I used to watch Jamie Grace Harper. When I was 7 or 8. I'm an atheist now, but for a long time I was an extreme Wiccan person. Because during my lifetime, I've seen things I couldn't explain. And my home life is very difficult. Because there would be times where my dad would throw me out and want me to be homeless. And my mom, was mean and abusive. So I disowned my mom last year. With my Tourette syndrome, I can't work. And with my Tourette syndrome, I say inappropriate things, around friends or things like that. A lot of people leave me unseen, and I got a lot of friend requests on Facebook, during a psychotic and Tourette syndrome episode. I was put on Halodol in 2020 after my black friend died. And I was hearing voices for a long time. I have, schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, Tourette syndrome, and autism. And with my Tourette syndrome, well, I have depression too, so I drink. But with my Tourette syndrome, I have movements in my eyes and my neck. And basically, there would be times where I used to punch myself and things like that. I get jealous of people that I feel have better lives than me. And with my Tourette syndrome, I was a behavior issue because I felt like I couldn't control what my tics would make me say. My tics would make me say horrible things. And I would get in arguments with my dad all the time because I've been living here with him, ever since I was 15 or 16. I don't know. I couldn't find a girlfriend for years. But I worked and I was able to maintain a normal life. That's more Tourette syndrome in my neck. With my Tourette syndrome, people would add me wanting my disability money. And with my autism, I couldn't tell who my true friends were. And really in 2020 when my black friend died, I was stolen from, I was cheated on and things like that. I just hated my whole life. with my Tourette syndrome, I would say things about religion in front of my friends. But I'm an atheist now. With my Tourette syndrome, it was a nightmare for me. On top of being a paranoid schizophrenic person. I have a Sims 4, which is Ryan Aliendo. And with my Tourette syndrome, I would write things down. But I feel that was more schizophrenia than Tourette's. With my Tourette syndrome, like I said, I had a funny walk when I was in school. And with my Tourette syndrome, I would just say things to my dad, or I feel my Tourette's made me cuss teachers out when I was in my alternative school. I don't know. I lost my virginity when I was 21, but I had 5 girlfriends at my alternative school. With my Tourette syndrome, I'm not faking it, they diagnosed me with it when I was 7. And with my Tourette syndrome, that's Tourette syndrome in my neck. They said I had paranoid schizophrenia, on top of having, Tourette syndrome, bipolar disorder, OC, and autism. But with my Tourette syndrome, I would cuss people out who were teachers, and things like that, and I was unable to maintain a normal social life with friends, and I cling to, like, religion. But see, when I was in my alternative school, I had a lot of friends, I was popular. But with my Tourette syndrome, I went to a neurologist named Harvey Singer in Maryland. And my Tourette syndrome, I feel goes with my schizophrenia, because it makes me, say things or write things down that aren't true. I don't know. So I'm not faking my Tourette's. And my Tourette syndrome, will make me do things that I feel are inappropriate. But overall, I feel I'm a proper person. I had a lot of friends in my alternative school. But when my black friend passed away, and I was in a witchcraft coven for years, which I feel was like a cult. And I live with my dad. And like I said, I didn't have sex until I was 21. And my Tourette syndrome, makes me, well, they said I had an anxiety disorder, Tourette syndrome, and schizophrenia. With my Tourette syndrome, like I said, I have tics in my eyes and my neck. And with my Tourette syndrome, I would talk about people that I didn't like, even though I really don't have any hate in my heart for people. I try and get along with everybody, which is why I had friends in my alternative school. But with my Tourette syndrome, I felt like I had more enemies than friends. A lot of my friends leave me on scene now. But with my Tourette syndrome, see, because I have schizophrenia, I sleep a lot. But with my Tourette syndrome, I would utter phrases that were inappropriate around people or teachers, or things like that. I don't know. Alright, this is going on almost 44 minutes and 30 seconds. I'm going to make this video, for Ticcing Together, about faking Tourette syndrome. I'm not faking my Tourette syndrome. Overall, as far as saying inappropriate things, I feel like I'm proper. But the treatment team that my dad hired for my schizophrenia abused me. They're called the Sugar Pratt team in Maryland. They're hired to help with schizoaffective disorder and schizophrenia, but they abuse me. But overall, with my Tourette syndrome, I feel I have it under control. But my Tourette syndrome, was hard. And there's more tics in my neck and my eyes. Oh, this is going on 45 minutes. I'm going to make this video for Ticcing Together about faking Tourette syndrome. And my experiences with having Tourette syndrome, in high school, and why I feel I can't go to college. Or go to a university because I have Tourette syndrome. So I'm going to make this video for Ticcing Together from Ryan George Fair.